Championship game of the Triple Crown USA Nationals in Cumming, Georgia. The 2014 big show of nationally ranked teams, and these two have climbed to the top. East Cobb Bullets and Corona Angels, Georgia and California, meeting just north of Atlanta, Georgia, in this championship contest. TC USA Nationals, the Triple Crown USA Nationals, now in its third year of existence here in Georgia this year. Started off a couple of years ago in New York City and then in Reno, Tahoe, and now here we are in the Alpharetta, Cumming, and Gainesville area north of Atlanta. 28 different states here this year and 60 of the top 100 ranked teams in the U.S. club rankings. And this year, for the first time, 4 teams added along with the 16 and 18-year-old divisions at the TC USA Nationals. It's been a fun week of softball. It's been a competitive week of softball, and it will hit its crescendo right now. Thad Anderson with Amanda Scarborough and Michelle Smith. Thank you for prettying up the set for us today. We appreciate that. And
absolutely.
Our semifinal games, double coverage just moments ago on CBS Sports Network. And Michelle, the East Cobb Bullets from right in this area here near these ball fields, a big win.
Yeah, a huge win for them. Very strong team, very well rounded, and they got it done on both sides of the plate. You got to love that. So they had great defense, really good pitching, and you have to love the fact that they got the timely hits when they needed. They could have scored a lot more runs, didn't quite put as many on the board, but you know what? When you got one more than your opponent, you get the win. 2-0, their victory.
Hey, on the EC Bullets retired the last 15 batters in order to finish off the 2-0 victory. And it was impressive over the Gold Coast Hurricanes. On the flip side, the Firecrackers of California got out to a decent start, but then the Corona Angels just went to work and put on quite a show on your field, Amanda.
Well, really, they only had that lead, the Firecrackers did, for a millisecond, because then the Angels came right back in the bottom of the first inning. They scored 4 to the Firecrackers, too. So the way that the Angels came out and swung the bats, they answered right back. They had runners on in almost every single inning. And then Rachel Garcia in the circle for them. She had a stellar outing, didn't pitch the complete game. They had a relief pitcher that came in, but still picked up the win against a very solid Firecrackers team.
The Corona Angels get that win. The EC Bullets got the other win, and that puts the two of them on this field for the championship of the TC USA Nationals from Cumming, Georgia on CBS Sports Network. Just north of Atlanta, Georgia, in Cumming and Forsyth County, Georgia. The tournament has played out, and the teams have assembled on Fowler Park. Field number 2 is the selected field tonight for this championship showdown. Corona Angels and East Cobb Bullets. The Bullets in the blue uniforms trimmed by orange. And you saw the Corona Angels in the whites. And the Corona Angels won the toss. They will take home team in the championship game. The Bullets will serve as visiting team on a coin toss. Of course, there are several of them are from within just minutes of this ballpark where they call home, but the Corona Angels of California will draw the home assignment in this 7-inning championship contest. 7 innings, an 8-run rule after 5 is in effect, and we don't expect to see that in this championship matchup, but just in case that would come into play, that's how it would end if it would end early on an 8 after 5. The Angels waiting to take the field and get started on work toward the championship of the TC USA Nationals and the 18-year-old division. That's what we have in front of us here. Head coach Marty Tyson, maybe not known for high-fiving, loving up on his players. So she said her favorite sports moment when I got a high five from Marty Tyson, who is a correctional officer by trade. And Marty Tyson heads up the coaching efforts for Corona Angels and gives them a little excitement like he did Taylor White when he just high-fived her, keeping it simple. Taylor headed to Ohio State, by the way, the catcher we just looked at. And there is Marty Tyson, who's done a great job teaching the game, seeing his girls do well in college and the postseason. That is what he said he likes most about coaching. So congratulations to the Angels on being in this championship game. The EC Bullets will bat. Nikki Cook, who had a great semifinal, will lead off. And Cook takes ball 1.
And Nikki Cook was an all-star in that last game. 3 for 3. Couple diving catches in the outfield. Truly amazing.
Infield is in tight on Nikki Cook. She bunted twice for base hits in the semifinal game. Also had a 2-strike single. She also blew out the backside of her left leg of her pants in that last game. So she has not lacked for effort. And she's got 7 more innings in front of her. Will bunt here. Will beat it, and the throw is going to sail. Thought about going to 2. Now we'll have to retreat quickly to the bag. She did turn inside, and Amanda, that's not necessarily a difficult play, but some young players aren't sure what to do in that case. She did turn her shoulders in, correct? So she's in jeopardy.
Yeah, as soon as you make a move towards second base after you run through first base, then if a player were to field the ball and didn't tag you out, then you would be out. But if you were just to run through first base, nice and easy, not make that jolt towards second, then you're going to be safe.
Kelly Sinclair now into the box, the number 2 batter for EC Bullets, with Nikki Cook on again. This bunt is popped up and will fall to the ground. White had a late read on it and not able to glove it behind the plate. Kelly Sinclair in the first inning of the semifinals singled, ended up 1 for 4 in the game. Sinclair in the number 2 spot, scheduled in this championship to play third base. To be followed in the order by Leah Bell and Morgan Walters, the 3-4 batters. Good bunt put down here. Sinclair down the line. Runner's going to go first to third. And be thrown out. Tag was up high on the shoulder, but the throw beat her by a few steps, and therefore the out call came.
You know, I did think that the throw beat her there, but I thought that she did a nice job of sliding in. At first glance, I thought that her foot actually got in before the throw did. I don't know what you saw, Michelle, initially just live. And good job of just executing a bunt, laying down a sacrifice to Goodwin, who just failed on the bunted tip prior. But it looked like the tag by the catcher was put at her chest instead of down to her feet, allowing her to get in there.
Yeah, I agree. It's so important to make sure your tags are actually down at the lower part of the body. When you tag up high, it allows the lower body to get to the bag, and a lot of good umpires will call that safe instead of out.
Yeah, you don't want to tag toward the runner. You tag down to the bag first. That's the only place they can be safe at. Cover that bag up and then work toward the runner if you need to. And out call comes. So do give credit to Taylor White, the catcher, for hustling down to third, making that tag play on the put out. And the Bullets, who had leadoff batter on, now have 2 outs and nobody on with their number 3 batter up. Leah Bell is batting.
And I like the aggressiveness by the Bullets. I mean, I know that you can say, we had a runner at third base with the 3-hole up, but also an Angels defense that has already pushed back a little bit from her setting the tone initially. So she set the tone from her first at bat. This is how I'm going to play the game. I'm going to play aggressive. I'm going to lay down a drag, and I'm going to be aggressive on the base pass to try to take an extra base. And I mean, really from here, it looked like she had a nice slide in.
First 2 batters bunt for the EC Bullets, now into the 3 spot. There's a saw-off and a foul ball. Full count is racked up on the board with 2 away, 63 miles per hour from Osorio, who gets it back and will send it toward the plate again. Just underway in this championship contest of the TC USA Nationals. And the off-speed hits the dirt. A walk. And an on base, 46 miles per hour. Osorio left it too short.
Now batting the right fielder, number 22, Morgan Walters.
Morgan Walters, right fielder and cleanup batter for the Bullets. Outfield fence, 225 all the way around. Corners and center. Now in center field, a little television camera set up out there, so a camera well added, so that's a little shorter than 225 out there. It's more like 215 to 218 over that camera well fence in dead center.
Have you been to Minute Maid Park in Houston?
I'm a longtime Astros fan. I've not been to that park, but I love the asymmetrical and funky layouts.
Reminds me of that, except you can't climb up the fence there, the camera stand.
Well,
but.
Amanda, you know that well, being from the Houston area. Amanda Scarborough and Michelle Smith from Florida, and I'm from Colorado. I'm Thad Anderson. We've got 3 states represented in here. And,
yeah, I know.
Well, actually, we've got 2 countries too, right? We've got Texas, and then also ours.
And then everybody else. Yeah. And you called the dirt powder earlier in the first game. I laughed a little bit to myself. Such a Colorado term.
Yeah, that's right. It was a summertime reference, though, not the champagne powder of Steamboat Springs. But not like our dirt in Colorado at all. Nice fields here at Fowler Park in Cumming, Georgia, in Forsyth County, with 2 outs. This ball blasted to left. Turn and run in left field. That ball gone. 2-run home run. Morgan Walters, and the Bullets lead.
Well, Walters is going to get a pitch she can handle to rise ball. You can see it kind of leaks back into the strike zone. And look at her hands. Great extension, barrels up that ball, and it just flies a long way out of this park. That is an outstanding effort. 225-foot fence. It's a big blast to get that out.
I think that would have gone over a 240-foot fence. That was a bomb.
Long gone.
We were just talking about Colorado, high altitude, and the ball travels there. That ball traveled here in Georgia in the thick air. This ball blasted to short. Bullets hit the ball well in the first inning. That will be a ground out, 6-3 off the bat of Autumn Parrish, but it's the big blast in the top of the first inning. Morgan Walters, 2-run home run, and the Bullets lead. Corona Angels coming to bat. Fans are tweeting from the bleachers, viewers tweeting from home. Michelle and Amanda working the thumbs and forefingers here with the tweets. Hashtag Team Fast Pitch. Bottom of the first. Now up. Barnhill grunts the first pitch into the dirt. Ball 1 to the leadoff batter. Jackson will lead it off here for Corona Angels. Jasmine Jackson, left side, leadoff. Saw a 66-mile-per-hour ball on pitch number 1.
Honestly, you just don't see that speed as often as you used to. 66, and then you mix it in there with a 60, which was that last pitch. But a pitcher hitting upper 60s, even anything above 65, I feel like is considered pretty much like 70 now, because it's very rare to see these days.
Michelle, we saw Barnhill pitch in the semifinals. She grunted a few times, but she's added the full grunt to this championship game. She's given everything off the rubber.
A little bit of extra giddy up. Third game of the day for Barnhill. And, you know, sometimes with power pitchers, you wonder, well, how can they throw 3 games in a day? Most important thing for Barnhill in this game is that she needs to relax. Try not to overthrow the ball, spin the ball. She's got an outstanding rise ball. 12 strikeouts last game because she spun the ball. She needs to do that here as well.
And there is a ball for leadoff walk. Corona Angels in position to get something started with Jasmine Jackson on base.
Now batting, number 15.
Third base dugout right next to us, the Corona Angels, singing the We Love Free Bases song.
Your favorite, right?
That is got that on my iPod. Ball misses. And Angels see if they put some short game on with Jessica Scroggins, the number 2 batter in the order. Jessica getting her first shot here in the championship game. Ball picked out nicely. Came scooting through there. Becca Prairie, good job keeping the runner where she's at.
And as a pitcher, if I would have just pitched a gem in that semifinal game where Barnhill didn't walk anybody, already walks 1 person in this championship game, I don't like that break, that 30 minutes. If I'm a pitcher, maybe some do like it. I want to keep going. If I'm feeling good about myself, I don't want to cool down at all. I don't even want to get into my own head. I just want that game to keep going. So that 30, 35-minute break could play a part in Barnhill in the circle.
Now a 2-1 count. Fouled away, 2-2. Well, the energy is not lacking here at the start of this championship game. Corona Angels down by 2 after a 2-run blast in the top of the first. Off the bat of the cleanup batter, Morgan Walters. This ball is shot hard to left. Tracked down in left, but sliding stop will allow runners to move up. Good play in left to contain the ball. The Angels with speed on the bases, setting it up now, second and third, nobody out.
And Scroggins has a nice piece of hitting on the outside part of the plate. Just a solid line drive to left field. Good contact point. The ball just flies off of her bat, and a nice hustle by the left fielder, Taylor Dupree, to keep that ball from going to the fence. If not, that's a run for the Angels. Nice defensive effort.
Scroggins hit that hard and earned herself 2 bases. And now the number 3 batter, Marshally Knighton, playing shortstop for the Angels today. Recorded the last out at the top of the first on a ground ball against Autumn Parrish. Swings here with nobody out and 2 runners aboard. Chance to tie it up. 2 in scoring position.
just has a feel of a championship game with both teams just being so in it. The Bullets come out strong. Angels get their chance to hit, and they say, hey, we're in this championship game too. We're not going anywhere. And remember, the Angels did the exact same thing in the semifinal game against the Firecrackers. Firecrackers got up 2-0, and then the Angels came back in the bottom of the first inning and scored 4 runs.
EC Bullets forced into a conference in the circle right out of the gates. And Patrick O'Reilly, who handles the pitchers and hitters, just made a visit to the circle to talk to Kelly Barnhill. Kelly didn't need anybody talking to her in game number 1. She had complete command of the game from the start. Here she's in a little bit of trouble. Nice to have that 2-run pad behind you, though, in the bottom of the first. Ball blasted through the right side. 1 run is in. Another runner coming. Here's the throw. Safe on a slide around. Good slide and avoiding contact. Scroggins head first with the reach. 2-2 score on the base hit from Knighton.
Well, Knighton's just going to get a pitch on the outside corner. She doesn't try to do too much with it. She goes with it. And the Bullets trying to get the second runner at home. That throw a little bit lower and they would have had her. Look at the way the catcher has to reach up and come back. And the amount of time it takes to make that tag. Scroggins able to slide in on the back part of the plate. We are all tied up at 2.
Ball, another base hit. Angels, bats are hot. Ball bobbled in right, and that's going to let the go-ahead run in. Runner was going to hold at third, Knighton, but on a bobble in right. And frustrated with herself out there is Morgan Walters, who hit the home run in the top of the first. Walters trouble picking that up, and the Angels take the lead.
Yeah, Lockman actually gets fisted here, doesn't get all of it at all. It comes off of her bat really weird, and then Walters just struggling to pick it up. You pick that up clean. Defense is able to save that run, and that's a go-ahead run right now for the Angels.
The 2-run home run was fun in the top of the first, but the Angels have made that a distant memory with nobody out. And already 3 runs in, swinging away. This ball popped, shortstop. Catch is made for the Bullets. They get the first out of this bottom of the first. Alexis Strid at shortstop makes the catch.
Now batting number 9, Paulina Anastasia.
Pop up by Ashley Goodwin, playing third base for Corona Angels, gives way to Paulina Anasis. Anasis looks like somebody just up there to slug it. Ball 1 delivery at 66 miles per hour. Ball loose, and the force is off. Runner moves down to second base.
It's that drop ball, that one at 67 miles per hour, but her drop ball, and this is for most pitchers, that drop ball is going to be the pitch that they throw the hardest. What is it you think about, Michelle, that is something about the lower pitches in the zone that register quicker?
Yeah, they just
on the gun.
Yeah, register higher on the gun. Although the rise ball, I think, as a hitter, looks like it's the fastest, you know, when you're standing in there. Just depth perception and the way your brain reads the ball, I think, and absolutely. The radar gun.
Yeah, it makes your heart beat a little bit faster when that ball's coming up by your brain and your eyes. And
2-2, 1 out. Anasis swings right back to the pitcher, who flinched back toward the runner momentarily, but Barnhill will take the out. Runner moves to third base with 2 down.
Now batting number 27, Leah Wodak.
Leah Wodak now batting. Wodak with 2 outs. And Lockman at third base. Wodak, right fielder in this lineup today. Does some catching, but right field is her assignment in the early going of this championship game. Ball nubbed out in front of the plate. Barnhill, that's a foul ball. First base umpire calls it foul. Must have seen some contact in the box with the batter.
That's a tough play for the defense when that ball's spinning with that much English. Let's see if it goes off the foot. And it doesn't. That is a fair ball. That is just off the bat.
Well, fortunately for the Angels, it looked like Barnhill had the play. The out likely to have been recorded. Instead, that ball is killed. It's an 0-2 count, 2 down. Angels up by 1, still batting in the bottom of the first inning.
Wodak didn't have any complaints about that call. Just like, yeah, I get another.
Ouch.
Just swing it again.
Fake that a little more. Oh, my toe.
Yeah.
Sell it. Abigail Lockman at third base, hoping to help her team double up on the Bullets, but no. Upstairs strikeout pitch, third out of the bottom of the first, 63 miles per hour through the swing of Wodak, and it's first inning in the books. Corona Angels 3, East Cobb Bullets 2.
Number 1, Alexis Strid.
Bullets batting top of the second inning. Shortstop Alexis Strid is batting. And if you were with us during the semifinal game, you heard Alexa is a BYU Cougar, redshirted her freshman season this past season, and will head back to Provo for her sophomore year at BYU, but still just 19 years of age, a 2013 high school grad. Out of Stevens City, Virginia, Alexis Strid. Plays a nice shortstop, moves very well at the position, solid with the glove. One of those players just makes you confident. When the ball goes that direction, just makes you feel like the play is going to happen, and has that good presence out there in the number 6 defensive position.
Sure is a good feeling as a pitcher to have that, because I think I've had the opposite feeling of that, where you hold your breath when that ball goes to shortstop.
Strid to center and caught. Blasted out to center. It's Jessica Scroggins with lots of room to roam. Some excitement off the bat initially, but no problem for Scroggins to get there and record the first out of the top of 2. And that brings to the plate for the Bullets one of our kind of a fan favorite from the first game. Talked about Scrappy.
Yep.
Taylor Dupree, who made some things happen on the bases and scored one of the 2 runs in the 2-0 victory, did Dupree. Strid scored the other, so it was the 6 and 7 batters in the order for the Bullets, who each scored once in that 2-0 win. And now batting in the 7th spot, left fielder Taylor Dupree. What's the farthest you've ever seen a hitter end up toward the circle?
Sometimes they'll get a good 7, 8, 9 feet toward the pitcher, and if I was a pitcher, I'd be like,
Well,
get back in your box.
I was just going to ask, is there some gameswomanship in that? Do you see that when somebody runs through a little extra? Is that?
Yeah, I think sometimes a little bit of intimidation, trying to be in like, rah, coming at you, coming at you.
They're always worried about staying on a straight line and go back towards the pitcher and not pull up to first too soon.
Chopped and played perfectly at third base. Good defense by the Angels. Dupree is a 5-3 put out. The defense tightening up. Angels playing them in strong up on the hitters. It's Ashley Goodwin, smooth with the glove.
Just getting to contact and putting the ball on the ground, just like a slapper should, but solid D from the left side of the field is going to be very important for the Angels in this game with those slappers.
And now the hitter, Michelle Hannah Farrell, who had quite a performance in the semifinals.
Yeah, Hannah Farrell was on fire. She had the 2 big hits that scored both the runs, so 2 RBIs. And the rest of her team couldn't come up with the timely hit. She was able to, and Barnhill was lights out last game. She's roughed up a little bit in the first inning here against the Angels, but this East Cobb Bullets is very strong. They're very well rounded.
Farrell was 2 for 2 with a walk in the semifinals, and like Michelle said, took the swings that drove in both of the runs on 2 separate at-bats, one in the 4th and one in the 6th in the 2-0 victory. It was Hannah Farrell propelling the offense for those 2 runs, and Kelly Barnhill, who is scheduled to bat next, who handled things with the shutout 12 strikeout performance. And Farrell, did she tie it? Yep, 3-3. The hometown girls hammering away. Second home run of the championship game. Morgan Walters in the first, a 2-run shot, and this solo from Farrell.
Well, Farrell just gets a rise ball. It stays up in the zone, and she just gets extended. A little short, but it doesn't matter. So much power. And when she barrels up that ball, it just flies out of the park. So the Bullets showing that offense truly is one of their strongest parts of their game.
Hannah Farrell, who says she's not signed to play in college yet, about to start her senior year of high school. A 17-year-old would like to play at Georgia Southern, she said, is her choice. And here she ties the game. Second long ball of the game for the Bullets, doing it in a different style than their semifinal win, with a lot of bunting and singles and only getting 2 runs across on, I think it was 8 hits in that game. Here it's bam, bam.
And both of those hits, at the home runs that the Bullets have both been off of rise balls. So it's going to be really important for Osorio to find that pitch, put it more on a corner, or go away from it for a little bit and go to something that is working a little bit better.
Now the number 9 batter in the order, and the pitcher, Kelly Barnhill, hammers it through the right side, bouncing off the glove of second baseman Jasmine Jackson.
Now batting number 4.
Well, Barnhill just taking a pitch low and outside and going the opposite way with it. I love the fact that some of these youngsters let that ball get deep on the outside corner and they drive it the opposite way. They don't try to pull it. They pull it, just can play pepper with the shortstop. She lets that get deep on the corner and shoots it to the right side of the field. And she's on base.
A runner in for EC Bullets, running for the pitcher, Kelly Barnhill. It's Lauren Stewart, wearing 42 in honor of Jackie Robinson, and doing a little running. Let's see if she's going to steal it like Jackie. With 2 outs, not a bad spot to run on. Got the leadoff hitter up in Nikki Cook. Nikki singled her first time up. So again, we'll go back to our judging panel. That last line drive off the tip of the glove of the second baseman, Michelle, hit or error?
I'm calling it a hit.
Amanda?
Yeah, I would call it a hit.
Me too. It's a sweep. Not that my vote counts, but just in case I was there for you. So
You would have been the tiebreak.
With that, that's all I am, is a tiebreak. With that, that's 4 base hits in the first, not even quite 2 full innings here. Bullets swinging it against a team that is known across the country, ranked number 2. Or actually number 1, make it, I'm sorry. Firecrackers are number 2. The Angels number 1 in the U.S. Club rankings. And there is a layout dive, and the Angels get out of it on a great play at shortstop by Marshally Knighton. But this, tying the game, the home run, Hannah Farrell. Into the bottom of the second we go. Bottom of 2. And the Angels to begin the bottom of the second inning. After getting their first 3 batters around to the plate, their 1, 2, and 3 batters in the bottom of the first all scored. They'll lead it off here with their EH, Rachel Garcia. And Amanda, we saw Rachel Garcia pitching in the semifinal. Good enough hitter that when she's not throwing, she's the EH, also swinging.
Yeah, she struggled a little bit at the plate in the semifinal game. Didn't have her best at bats, but she's there for a reason. And you always like it. I heard you guys talking about it with the Bullets Hurricanes game. You like a pitcher that can go up there and swing it and have success in the circle.
Garcia goes after the first pitch and sails this right on the foul line at third base. And first out in the books. Always love that as a pitcher and a defense. Kelly Sinclair does the honors, catching the pop-up from Garcia.
Now batting for the Corona Angels, number 4, Taylor White.
Taylor White, the catcher, now batting. White gets out on her front foot a little bit, fooled on that off-speed pitch, and lofts it to center field. Nikki Cook is in place for the catch. Zoe Casas now bats, the left fielder for Corona Angels. Casas, left side batter against Kelly Barnhill. So in the Bottom of the first, Michelle. The first 4 batters reached for the Angels. A walk, a double, a single, and a single. And here, much better start to this inning.
Barnhill a little more efficient. Yeah, and, you know, it all started off that walk. I think she just came out with a little too much juice and was trying to overthrow the ball. You can see now she's not grunting. She's a little more relaxed, and I think that's really the key. When you pitch when you're tired, this is her 3rd game of the day, you have to relax. No matter how hard you want to try to just throw it as hard as you can and put extra into it, you can't. You got to relax and snap the ball out.
And there is a strike 3 pitch. Casas goes down swinging, and Barnhill, after giving up 3 runs in the first, grabs 3 quick outs in the second, tied after 2. The TCS National Championship. That second trophy sitting there next to it is a pretty nice one, but I don't think you want to take home the little one. I think it's that big cup you're looking for.
Bigger is better. Isn't there a commercial that says that?
Yep. And
more is more. I want more.
As in, well, think about that for a minute. There are probably a few things where smaller is better. You can let me know, come up with a few things, I'm sure, like debt.
Debt. There you go. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
But in this case, take the giant cup that's over there. Fouled back as we begin the top of the 3rd inning. Again, a coin flip determined our home and visitor assignments in this championship. So the Bullets batting here in the top of the 3rd as the visiting team. And they are heading right back into the heart of the order here. The number 2 batter, Kelly Sinclair, 3rd baseman, out on a bunt in the first inning, and the player she was trying to advance, Nikki Cook, tried to go first to 3rd on that bunt and was thrown out at 3rd. So a double play bunt out for Kelly Sinclair, her first time around. Now hitting with the bases empty to start the 3rd.
Well, you know, you go back to that first inning and you think, well, if they would have stayed at 2nd, next batter walked, and then a 2-run shot would have been a 3-run shot, 3-run home run. So, you know, sometimes you go back and you got to, like, when do you push it? When don't you push it? I think that's a good play. But I always love to go back and just, you know, say the what ifs. Learning experiences, no matter which way you flip the coin.
Ball fouled right side. 2-2 count. Osorio, the pitcher. Now, how about that? Give me, Michelle, give me your look there at Alexis Osorio, the pitcher.
Yep.
I love her presence. I like the, she looks intellectual, yet athletic, focused.
She's got the spectacles on.
Yeah, you don't see that frequently.
Yeah, Christina Hamilton for University of Louisiana Lafayette this year, made it to the College World Series. She wore her specs, although hers did not have any lenses in them. That was kind of her MO.
The style, the fashion.
Style. That was her style. That was her trademark.
My younger son Josh plays some 11-year-old baseball, and he wears the spectacles. Nice. Go between the contacts and the spectacles, depending on how the swing's been. You know, it's if you haven't been hitting, then you switch it out. But Alexis here is going to give up the walk, and I love watching players who we watch today and we will watch tomorrow. And Osorio, a great example of that, just graduated high school and heading to University of Alabama for her college career. So you can look however you want, Alexis. Congratulations on that opportunity. And
outstanding.
You know, we talk about these things and what's next for these players, and you know what a great opportunity. And we kind of, I think, get stuck in the forward of that being Alabama. But think about the past of a kid like Osorio. And you know, she's 17 years old now. It's 3, 4, 5 years ago. She's just a little thing running around trying to figure out how to throw it and how to do it. And here she is on a big stage on TV, about to go on to bigger stages in the SEC. Fly ball center field is put away in very calm, nonchalant fashion out there. The outfield with Scroggins in center field is one of those quick defensive groups that doesn't get too worked up about much. They just go find the ball for you.
That's right. They chase it down. They can run well in the outfield. As you mentioned, they track the ball well. Great first steps. It's really what it's all about, especially for outfielders.
Ball fouled. With 1 out and an 0-1 count, the Bullets have their number 4 batter, 2-run home run hitter, Morgan Walters, in the box. And she's got a chance to do it again with a teammate on base. Watched an off-speed pitch. That one got her. Little Little buckle in the legs.
Osorio coming back with that off speed, as you mentioned, Thad. Very important to use that pitch. Just going to throw that pitch in the low 50s, or harder stuff in the 60s.
That's a big pitch right there to get that number 4 batter and home run hitter Walters out of the box strikeout.
Well, the setup pitch was the changeup, and then she comes right back with the rise ball up in her eyes. It's out of the zone, but she gets Walters to swing through it. So great setup by Osorio.
Now Autumn Parrish. Parrish with 2 outs and 1 aboard. Batting in the number 5 spot, the DP Parrish. Osorio asks for the sign again. Now has it. And misses high, 1-1 count, 64 miles per hour from Osorio. Three our score, top of the third. It's a 7-inning championship game. This ball punched hard and drops into left field. Runner trying to come to 3. Head first slide and safe. And a shoulder collision into the slide. Hard finish, and it looks like she's all right, but Kelly Sinclair banged into third baseman Ashley Goodwin on that play.
Parrish is going to get the ball down in the outfield, and the way that Sinclair dives into the bag, you can just see she comes in very hard to the bag. Gets the safe call, but nice try by the Angels to pick her off at third.
Zoe Casas running to the foul line. Good base running, good aggressive play with 2 outs. Sinclair, the angle of the play for the left fielder put her in a not ideal throwing position. A left-handed thrower out there running to the left field line had to really take extra steps to reset, and that was the difference in time to get to the bag. So Alexis Strid, the BYU Cougar, flew out her first time. Teammates on the corners with 2 down, and the pitch is just out of the zone for a 1-1 count after a 64-mile-per-hour delivery. How about a beautiful night in Cumming, Georgia? And we were a little concerned about getting the sun right into our faces in this one. It turns out a little cloud cover.
Very nice.
Beautiful evening. This ball up is popped, and a little crossing traffic on the runner at third. Sinclair, not anything intentional, but ended up shielding Goodwin from the ball for just a couple of steps. Goodwin not able to get there.
We can see that Goodwin is going to try to get over to the ball. So the third baseman, Goodwin, a little bit of a step around. Sinclair at third for the Bullets.
Strid just stayed alive. And sits on a 1-2 count with 2 outs. How about that for a good look at Alexis Strid? That's pretty cool. I don't care who you are. It's just kind of fun to have that profile shot. Looking good. Now, she'd like to finish that with knocking in a run. It would
The
be
gladiator
a go-ahead
shot. The power shot.
Coach is being told to tighten back into their dugout just a little bit by Tammy Cooper, our plate umpire out of Aden, North Carolina. 13-year umpire is Tammy Cooper. And Tammy taking charge of the diamond, not letting the coaches start to trickle out onto the field. This ball loose. Runner will move first to second, but the read by Sinclair said don't go, and it's probably a good decision. Behind the plate, a little trouble for Taylor White, but got just enough of it to deaden that ball, and the runner cannot come home from third. And it's deuces again. 2-2, 2 outs. Pitch up, and Strid lifts it up, second base side, and the third out of the inning is gloved by Jasmine Jackson. We stay tied at 3 runs apiece. Bottom of the third, Angels to bat. Bullets and Angels tied at 3, bottom of 3. Thad Anderson and Michelle Smith, and we're going to send it out to Amanda Scarborough. Got a special guest, Nalish Patel from the local business community. Amanda, take it.
Yeah, this is such an awesome tournament here in Cumming. What kind of an impact do you feel like this has on the entire community for this huge event to be brought here?
Well, it puts our community in the spotlight. I mean, we're here on national stage now, and this is only the third year that's been played nationally. So, you know, first year is New York City, second year is Reno, and third year it's here. So, you know, we look at our fields. I mean, they're just beautiful. Our infrastructure is great, and we get to extend our Southern hospitality, which is one of the most wonderful things. So it's, and also it helps all the local businesses. I mean, we've got 44 hotels that are sold out this week as a result of this Triple Crown event, and it's a huge positive economic impact. So, you know, somewhere in the range of $700,000. So, and our community really bears the fruit of it because we're holding most of the games here in Cumming, Forsyth County. So it's great. It's a great experience for us.
And what are you most proud of about being able to be so hospitable and have that Southern hospitality flair? What are you most proud of?
Well, I think it really allows us to really step up our game because we're always thinking of things or different ways to be more innovative in terms of, you know, our industry. I mean, we're in the hospitality industry, so, you know, creating those memorable experiences, it makes a big difference, and that's what we're always striving to find, different avenues to do. I mean, in fact, you know, the tournament director, she and her team, they're staying at our Hampton Inn, and they've, you know, I just spoke to her before coming over here, and she said she had nothing but great things to say about our wonderful team at the Hampton Inn Cumming.
And what advice would you give to other small businesses to be able to take advantage of big opportunities like this that might come in their community?
Sure. I think it's very, very important that all small businesses get involved with their local chambers. I mean, we've been very fortunate that we've been able to partake in a lot of the events that our local chambers put together. So, and really, you know, our tourism director, she's been very integral in bringing this event here in Cumming. And I think with us, we work closely with them. And I think that's you know, from small business standpoint, I think it's integral for them to get involved with their local chambers or civic organizations.
You know your stuff. I'm going to have to talk to you a little bit later and get some of my own advice. But a beautiful facility. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you. Thanks, Amanda. Appreciate it.
That is Nalish Patel, President and CEO of Psy Hospitality Management, and also speaking as the representative or spokesman for the Cumming Forsyth County Chamber of Commerce. Here is a force play 5-4, taking that lead runner. Good work by Sinclair to send it over to second base to Bell. And that erases Scroggins. Scroggins singled and now forced out at second.
Well, the Bullets doing a good job of picking off the lead runner, so outstanding for Sinclair. No hesitation. She's going to go right over to her teammate at second base, and Bell. Great combination. They get that lead runner out. Second out of the inning.
The inning started with Jasmine Jackson pounding one down in front of the plate, and a great play by Becca Prairie hopping out from behind the dish. This ball is fouled back, so the runner will have to stop. It's fouled away to the backstop, but Becca Prairie, the catcher, made a heck of a play on that leadoff at bat. It was top of the order, Jasmine Jackson, and the pounce from behind the plate. We talked earlier, Michelle, about the athleticism of Prairie behind the plate, and she showed it off when she hopped out. And at speed, Jackson heading down the line, and a bang-bang play over at second base. It was Bell having to do a little extra footwork to find the bag, but a big out on that leadoff hitter. Runner goes now, throw down, and it's Prairie again. How about featuring your catcher in the bottom of the third inning, Becca Prairie? Highlight reel stuff. Wow. And the game stays tied at 3-3.
Georgia Bulldogs have to love what they're seeing. Prairie, final out of the inning. We're still tied up at 3 apiece here at the Triple Crown Championship.
Shortstop Alexis Strid, fine job of snagging and tagging all in one move. It had to be immediate, and Strid, the shortstop, finished that. Like Michelle said, not a great throwing position. In fact, never got the hips or shoulders turned at all. That was all arm whip. And,
very strong.
But, you know, she put it where it had to be quickly. And that's a key with a lot of catchers. They take just too long to get it out of the hand. Just get it down there. Get it in the air. Gatorade knows it all begins within for athletes here at the Triple Crown USA Nationals. You can win from within with Gatorade. I know we are. We had Gatorade. We had we have Dickey's Barbecue Pit earlier, and the Cumming Forsyth County Chamber of Commerce feeding the TV crew today, hosting a little VIP barbecue that Nalish Patel, our guest who Amanda just talked to, was over there eating some BBQ, and we all got a chance between our semifinal game and this game to get over there.
I accidentally ate some macaroni and cheese.
Somehow found its way to your plate.
It just ran into your mouth. You were attacked by macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, somebody put that on there, and I was like, oh, I can't waste food. So I'll just go ahead and eat it.
We all appreciate you that you know, you utilize a resource so you don't waste, and it's important. This world doesn't have enough to go around. That Amanda's got to do what she's got to do. And I've still got some cookies over here, by the way, if you guys need something. So we appreciate the hospitality, and as you spoke with Nalish Patel, the Southern hospitality, it's been just a great hosting job. And when the weather turns out the way it did with low humidity and great temperatures and good ball fields, and he said 44 hotels sold out. There are 44 fields being played on. Irony? No. That's just I guess that's just the multiplier. That's the for every field we play on, we sell at a hotel at this USA Nationals. Michelle's going to open up a hotel here, I heard.
I am.
She's going to go ahead and get into the game.
Are you?
No.
There is Amanda. That was a good follow-up. There's an on base for the East Cobb Bullets with the leadoff batter aboard, a chance to put something together, and they've got a dangerous runner on. Taylor Dupree reaches, and she ran last game, stole a base with a lunging head-first crash dive into second. So Dupree a threat to run down there with teammate and RBI maker Hannah Farrell in the box. Drove in both runs of the semifinal and has driven in one here with a solo home run in the second inning. We now play in the top of the fourth. Leaned out over the plate, but did not chase the outside pitch, did Farrell, and that takes the count to 2-0 after that 62-mile-per-hour outside pitch. There's a strike called by plate umpire Tammy Cooper as Osorio continues to pitch for Corona Angels, the Alabama-bound Osorio. Tammy, go ahead, Amanda.
She has a curveball that reminds me of Sydney Littlejohn, who just finished her freshman year at Alabama. Can throw it backdoor and then outside to a righty, so good movement.
Here is the swing earlier in the second inning. Well, that sounded good.
That pitch up in the zone looked like a rise ball. Osorio, as you mentioned, Amanda, looks like she's going with the curveball, staying a little bit lower in this at-bat. Trying to keep it in the yard.
And out into the possums and snakes and whatever else inhabits the woods behind Fowler Park Field number 2. And man, that's a good swing. Farrell hit it so hard, only going to be able to go 60 feet, everybody. Well, fortunately, hit right at the center fielder there. That lets the ball stay in front. Scroggins keeps it under control.
And when you're seeing it big, it doesn't really matter what part of the zone it's at. And she just throws her hands at this ball. The ball flies off of her bat. She gets to contact. Her hands just slash through there. That's a beautiful piece of hitting.
Well, the pitching change and the warm-up's done, and this means pitcher to pitcher. So Garcia is going to face the Bullets pitcher now in the plate. Good bunt put down by Barnhill. That's going to work to move the runner, and then the error. The Angels show a crack in the defense. Ball dribbles off the glove of the receive. Second baseman covering is Jackson, and she couldn't hold it.
Yeah, just a simple sacrifice bunt. Put down to the first baseman. Lockman makes a nice throw to her second baseman, Jackson. Could have been a little bit higher, but still, you're a second baseman. You've got to be able to secure this throw right here, especially to get that easy out that they're pretty much just handing to you.
It was a good bunt, but not good enough for a base hit, but it turns into an error and a reach. And now, again, Barnhill reaching base both times, a single her first time, and the error there lets her spot on base, and it's the Jackie Robinson number wearing Lauren Stewart, who we talked about earlier, nicknamed Flash. She actually crossed it out. She wrote down nickname Speedy, and then she crossed it out and said nickname Flash. So the runner at first base is either Speedy or Flash. Either way, she can score from first easily on a double. And that's pretty possible in the next few hitters coming. It's Nikki Cook, who's been more of a short game on base threat in the game and a half we've seen tonight. Nikki Cook, the center fielder, takes a ball. And, you know, I don't know if we pumped up Nikki's numbers quite enough after game one. We talked about the fact that she wanted people to follow her on Twitter, and we plugged her a little bit, Michelle, so we'll probably give her one more round. At N-I-K-I Cook, at Nikki Cook. Go ahead, jump on there. She'd love to see you. 2-2 count. Oh, there's it's just a matter of time in any game. We just heard the obligatory "don't change the zone now" blue from the defense crowd. Didn't like the call on the 2-2 pitch. Hammered and forced out at the plate. An interesting decision. A good job to take the out. I think on the bang bang, you got to do what you got to do on that out. But you could see for a moment Goodwin thought about turning around to tag the runner and then go for the double play. Instead, opted for the throw to the plate.
Well, Cook with a lot of speed. You can see she peppers it right down the line. And Goodwin, good decision to come home. Yeah, I like that play. It can things can get a little complicated when you make the tag and then try to make the throw down, especially because Nikki Cook has a lot of speed.
Yeah, exactly. Leadoff batter Cook was headed down the line, so you just don't want to risk anything but a clean out and a force still on. Now the number 2 batter, Kelly Sinclair. On base once tonight with that walk. Leah Bell, Morgan Walters waiting behind her in the batting order. And there's a little something on the strike delivery at 66 miles per hour. Thought that had a little bit of that Dickey's barbecue sauce spicy style on that pitch. Now some mac and cheese on the next one, right, Amanda?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she stayed fast, and camera people in jeopardy over there.
Oh, he wasn't even moving. I thought that was going to get him.
That always leads us for a chance to say thanks to our crew tonight. We appreciate the efforts as our first base low camera stays out of harm's way. And never flinched either. That's old Fig Newton on the first base camera for those who love their cameramen or their tasty snacks. And thanks again to our whole crew tonight. Martin Tarr, our producer, Curtis Lorenz, our director, and Alliance Productions and Bill Chamberlain helping us invade Fowler Park in the middle of the woods, get everything set up to go, and appreciate everybody doing what they've done to bring some great fast pitch softball to CBS Sports Network tonight. Thad Anderson, Michelle Smith, Amanda Scarborough. Happy we're here. I know a 3-2, 1-out pitch here coming up to the number 2 batter, Kelly Sinclair. I want to talk to both of you about where you just were in the last few days, because you've both been doing some fun things in the fast pitch softball world. So don't let you get away without us talking about that. Full count pitch going to come to the plate. Good play. He raced the runner, and so part of this mess was made by Jasmine Jackson, and right there she did her part to limit, and now score still at 3-3 after 2 throwouts at the plate.
Yeah, and after you make an error and then the ball is bound to find you again, she fields it on the backhand to be able to get a good push off of her right foot to angle her body to make that throw home that she knows that she's going to be making to get that force.
Back-to-back fielders' choices, one 5-2 put out and then a 4-2 put out.
Well, this is what we kind of saw in the first game, the semifinals, is that the Bullets did not really get the timely hit when they had folks in scoring position. They've got to come up with a big hit here. They've done a good job early on in the game, a couple of big home runs, a 2-run shot by Walters in the first inning, Farrell, the solo shot in the second inning to tie it up at 3 apiece. But, you know, right now, I think if you're the Bullets, you got to be thinking, you know, we got to get something on the green.
Yeah, bases loaded, nobody out after a walk, a single, and an error on a bunt defense. And then it's top of the order, and the 1 batter, 2 batter both go fielder's choice. And now the 3 batter, Leah Bell, a walk and a fly to center in this game. And Bell way late on 67 miles per hour. Rachel Garcia took over in this inning for Alexis Osorio. Rachel Garcia got out of this inning. The top of the 4th is over. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the score sticks at 3-3 on the fielder's choice, and the big strikeout from Garcia. Angels with momentum to the dugout and the bats.
The Angels are getting after it. And that's a huge momentum swing that they just got out of defensively in that last half inning. I mean, bases loaded, no outs. The Bullets had a shot to get on the board, tie ball game. Rachel Garcia comes in, gets a couple of ground ball outs and a strikeout, and says, let's go hit.
The Angels harmony chorus in the third base dugout getting the thing on here in the bottom of the 4th. And when they came off the diamond after that bases loaded, nobody out jam, coaches were pumped and said, our will right now, our will. So pumped up in that third base dugout, tied at 3, and starting things off in the number 4 spot. The cleanup batter will set the stage in this 4th inning. Abigail Lockman singled her first time up and was stranded at third base. Back in that 3-run first inning, the 1, 2, and 3 batters all scored. Lockman had a single to keep that thing going, and then 3 outs after her to Goodwin, Anasis, and Wodak. An important shutdown by Barnhill to just let the 3 runs in. We'll have to start here with Lockman, power hitter. 1-2 count, getting a grip. Good pitch to get a saw off. Ground ball out. Easily played by Strid. Across to Farrell.
And these are the type of games, too, that college coaches want their players that they've recruited to play in. Championship game, tie ball game. You're playing against the best of the best in the entire country. There's a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nerves running. It's games on TV. These games, this game especially right here, is preparing each and every single person on this field to go and play at the next level. And what else would a college coach want more than for their player to be prepared coming in?
Ashley Goodwin, the 3rd baseman, now batting. Speaking of the next level, talked about where you've been in the last week or so. Michelle, I know you just had a little fun out in Irvine over the weekend.
Irvine.
Saw some great ball.
That's right. Team USA World Cup of Softball. Got to see them win that event over Canada. Actually, Canada had a very good showing. It's a big year this year. World Championships coming up in Haarlem, Holland, the middle to end part of August. So it was a lot of fun out there with Coach Ken Erickson and Laura Berg, Lisa Dodd, who's also one of the coaches, and Howard Dotson from LSU.
Well, it was fun to see an alum of some Triple Crown CBS Sports Network games just a couple of years ago, Haley Mcclenny, getting after it and playing well for Team USA.
She's a stud.
Yeah, she's great all the way around. She was hitting in the 9 spot. We usually see her hitting first for the University of Alabama.
And she was playing with Gold Coast a couple years back and was in some games that we did together on this very air. And it's, we're going to see a lot of that. And we're seeing some of that tonight again with players who you'll be hearing more from moving down the line as a base hit on base for the Angels. Goodwin with 1 out through the left side. And on she goes with Paulina Anasis, the slugger stance. Anasis now stepping in. Check her hands when she gets in here. She looks like she's just ready to pound away.
And too, you'll notice that she gets loaded extremely early before Barnhill even starts her pitch. And that, I think, in large part, that might be her thing, but also because knowing that Barnhill is a pitcher who throws a little bit harder, wants to get loaded earlier rather than later. Yeah, and hands to the ball.
The thing I like about it too, Amanda, is that she loads, so you'll see her weight go negative, but she does not stride either.
Ground ball, maybe 2, 4, 6, 3. Double play, and the bottom of the 4th is over. So after 3 runs in the first by the Angels and 3 within the first 2 innings by the Bullets, we're sitting still on that 3-3 score. After this double play ball, Anasis grounds it. Bell fields it to Strid and out at first to Farrell. Thad Anderson with Amanda Scarborough and Michelle Smith. Thank you both for being here.
Yes.
It's good to be here as always.
Great, as always.
And one more time, I'm going to offer you a cookie for being here.
That Michelle already made me eat a cookie earlier today. So
she's such a bully.
Just a,
Rachel Garcia is pitching, and she is pitching to a home run hitter in this game. 1 for 2 with a first inning 2-run bomb. Morgan Walters, the cleanup batter, the right fielder, leads off the top of 5. We talked a minute ago about Michelle's experience in California with the World Cup over the weekend. And after this pitch, Amanda, I want to talk to you about working on the other edge of the ball game, or the game, helping develop the other side of the game, and with that foul ball. Tell us a little more about what you're doing over the last couple of days. I know you've gotten involved in, well, heavily across the board in some training, but some new things going on for you.
Yeah, we started an event called the Package Deal, and there's a group of 4 of us: Jen Schroeder, who played at UCLA, Morgan Stewart, who played at Washington, and Katie Schroeder, who played at UCLA as well, and myself. And we travel around and put on different events. We each have our different area of expertise in field, slapping, hitting, pitching, and catching. And we were just in Kentucky for the past 3 days, getting to work with a bunch of young girls there.
Walters chases up high on 66 miles per hour from Garcia and the strikeout.
And the spin that Garcia has is just true spin. It gets late break. Getting Walters to chase that rise ball. A nice pitch by Garcia.
And now mowing down Bullitt's batters, Garcia zips it through at 68 miles per hour. I keep looking because I'm waiting to see that 70 pop up. She's adding to it a little bit each time. 2 consecutive strikeouts. The last out of the top of the 4th was a strikeout. Now the first, I'm sorry, the top of the 4th is right for Garcia. The last out of that half inning, and now the first out of the top of the 5th. So a couple of consecutive Ks and set up for another one here, 0-2. Again, 3 in a row.
And again, as Amanda talked about, it's all about late, sharp breaks, spin. And I think sometimes power pitchers get a little bit more relaxed as they get tired. Their ball moves more. They don't try to overthrow the ball or muscle it, and they get more movement.
And the thing that I think makes her very special is that, you know, when we were over on the other field, we didn't have a radar gun. I didn't know that she was throwing that hard, but she's throwing 67, 68, and it has very good movement to it too, meaning that she had good spin. I sat right behind the plate and got a chance to watch her throw. And that's a really deadly combo when you mix those two things together, and that's why she's committed and verbal to go play at UCLA.
Yeah, just heading into her senior year, so they're in Palmdale, California. Sorry, high school teams around the area. You got another year with her throwing it. Good luck with your batting averages.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
1 and 2 count, 2 down. Rachel Garcia, who also said, hey, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. She's Rachel. She's at Rachel with 3 A's, 3 C's, 3 H's, 3 E's, and 3 L's. So just do Rachel, but 3 of everything after the R. And that's where you can follow Rachel Garcia. And Strid watched for a 2 and 2 count. The Angels dugout didn't agree, but Tammy Cooper laughing it off with Marty Tyson as he said, I'm going to remind you about that one. And plate umpire Tammy Cooper gave a little smile, thumbs up. I got that call right. And now it's a strikeout-packed inning from Rachel Garcia. That's 4 in a row, and all 3 here in the top of the 5th. Off speed here with 47 miles per hour from Garcia to close out the top of the 5th. Corona Angels tied with the EC Bullets, 3-3 the score.
The kids are seeing time on the ball field, but they also get to do some pretty fun stuff in the cities. I think that sports tourism has become a huge part of fast pitch softball. It's great to see.
The event rotates locations and will actually head back to Reno, Tahoe next year. So after being there last year for the event, we will head back to that location again, back to the West Coast. So moving kind of East Coast, West Coast with the pattern. And the Reno Tahoe, you know, the Reno field's great, that Golden Eagle Regional Park on some synthetic turf and just fantastic fields. But you just pop up about 45 minutes up around Lake Tahoe, some fields right there too. It's quite an experience. So in 2015, that is where this event will happen. And look forward to seeing where it goes. 60 to 120, 184. What do you think? That means about 692 teams next year, right?
And I just feel like they're so well run for the amount of teams that are here. Just nice facilities, the games stay on time. Everything's just handled very, very, very well. Very professional, very classy.
Leah Wodak, the batter. Wodak swings and misses, so the strikeout brigade from Garcia is answered by Barnhill to start the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting number 00, Rachel Garcia.
Wodak, her 2nd strikeout of the night. And if you've noticed players jumping around after outs, we just saw the catcher for the Bullets, Becca Prairie, do a little jump move. And I think she's air high-fiving the center fielder on that, if I saw it correct earlier. Here's a ball popped behind first base and correctly played. That's an important point if you're a young player watching this game. Leah Bell, the second baseman, that's not considered hogging the ball by any means.
No, it's always the athlete coming in on the ball is always going to have a much easier time than the athlete or the position going back on the ball. So whenever possible, you want middle infielders to overtake corners. You want outfielders to overtake or overrule infielders.
Unless I'm playing middle infield, then you just want somebody else to catch it.
And too, with that, it's all about communication and trust to actually hear that player calling the ball. She calls it loud enough to be able to move out of the way and know that she's going to be able to get it.
And at this level, as we talk about these teams, these players, when they watch this game back, might think we're talking a little too simplistically, it's routine to them now, but just a few years ago, they were learning these things. And what you saw done correctly there also by the Bullets defense at first base, Hannah Farrell didn't give up on that until she was told to get out of the way. So you don't expect the middle infield to get there, but once you're told it's theirs, you're gone. And that counter communication of letting that player acknowledge that you heard their call and you're yielding is also important, because the eyeballs aren't on each other. They're on the sky. So I'm sure Farrell canceled herself and got out of the way.
Well, you said it might seem like a small thing, but there are fly balls that are dropped all the time, even at the college level. And this is a game of small things, doing the little things right, a game that's built on fundamentals, no matter what age you're playing it at, 10U, 18U, or at the collegiate level.
Now 3-1 count. Barnhill trying to work a quick 3 up, 3 down, and gets the up strike call here across the chest of Taylor White, the catcher. And again, the Angels disagreeing with the call, setting up a full count, 2-out pitch. And there is ball 4. So taking her base is Taylor White, the catcher. She may have a runner coming on for her. And she might not. Looks like she's going to set up to run. And that brings Zoe Casas, the number 10 batter in the 10-batter order. Casas with the catcher Taylor White on base. There you see Taylor getting ready to score. In her mind, she's looking to get her team up in the bottom of the 5th. Tie game. Prairie thought about snapping a throw down to first on the run through by Casas. So this is the bottom of the order for the Angels, and for the EC Bullets, they're on their 7 batter, 7 of 9 when they come back to the bat. So that's where we stand as far as status of where we sit in the orders. I know last game, Amanda, we were talking about, and Michelle, we talked about that a little bit too, about there's going to be moments deep in a game like this where you have your best chance. You got the right people coming up, and we've talked about every hitter in these lineups can hit, but still, though, that core, that 1 through 5 still tends to be the propulsion of the offense. So right here, Angels would love to get something going, but if this was the 3rd out of the inning, it's going to set them up for top of the order in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, it's a great chance for them. I mean, you want to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way, and that's, when they scored in the 1st inning with the Bullets, that's when they got their thing going. It was Cook up at the top of the order who got them going, but they still scored those 2 runs, had that big home run. Could have been, Michelle made a great point, that home run that Walters hit could have been a 3-run homer if Cook hadn't gotten thrown out at third base. So this could be a different ball game. It's just little mistakes that you make here and there that end up paying off big dividends at the end of the game.
Yeah, while you're on that, Leah Bell back in the 1st inning drew an important walk out of the number 3 spot with 2 down that set up the 2-run homer. Here is the snap throw. Back is Taylor White. So in that 1st inning, it was a single by Nikki Cook for the Bullets, and then a bunt try that ended up being a double off on the throw out and the throw back to third base. Bell with 2 outs gets the walk. And then Walters hits the bomb for the 2-run shot. Of course, the Angels answered in the bottom of the 1st with 3 of their own from their 1, 2, and 3 batters all scoring. White running on the full count 2-out pitch, and she'll have to head back. I know I heard earlier today there was a call out on a home run hit, but a runner left early on that home run swing. I know on 3-2, 2 outs with the runner going, you still have to be careful not to get off the bag too soon.
Yeah, that would be a complete bummer.
Yeah.
Put simply, yes. This ball is slapped into center. Diving effort is not going to work, and the Angels are going to take the lead. That will be an RBI triple from the bottom of the order. It's no bottom of the order. It's Zoe Casas.
With the full count, the runner is going on the pitch, going to score easily from first base. But this is a pitch that's left up in the zone to a lefty slapper. Casas just has to get her hands to contact on a pitch that's in the inner part of the plate. A great effort by Nikki Cook, almost coming away with that. You can't give any more effort. But the 9-hole coming up big for this Angels team in the go-ahead run.
And Nikki Cook well shaded to the left field side. That ball hit to the right side of center, and
excuse me, the 10-hole. Forgot that we're batting 10 here.
Yeah,
Good job every time.
That punch shot, I mean, took a good 3-2 swing, didn't overswing it, but that ball came off the bat with some velocity and closed out the gap quicker than Cook could get there. swing through from Jasmine Jackson, the leadoff batter here.
And I think
walked once in this game.
I think another thing that needs to be addressed on that play for young athletes is that Cook, she didn't have a lot of options. She could have taken a much harder angle back into the gap, short hopped it, and it probably would have kept the runners at second and third. She dove for it, it got past her, it scored a run. You know, those are the gambles you have to take late in the game.
A spinning ball to left field, not as easy as it might have looked, and handled cleanly in left field. Might look like on the final board. And here's a look at some things that happened earlier in this game, including a couple of long balls. Knighton, a couple of RBI on this ball to right field, and a good slide around the tag by Jessica Scroggins. Lockman to the right side, punched in a run. Those were the three that got on the board for the Angels, and that was 3-2. And then it was Hannah Farrell tying it back up with another blast to left and into the wooded region behind left field. And then it's this big triple punched out into the right center gap. And 2-out rally. The walk and the triple have put the Corona Angels on top. All right, that's how it got to this point. 5 innings done, 2 innings left, 4-3 the score. And we will embark on what's going to be an exciting finish here, with each team having 2 shots left with the bats. For the East Cobb Bullets, they're on the number 7 batter. She just made the catch in left field. Now she hits Taylor Dupree. Takes strike 1 right down the middle from Rachel Garcia. And Garcia, since coming on, has really established some things. 65 miles per hour and 6 in a row. And she's faced 6, and she's torn them all out of there, including 4 consecutive strikeouts that she's working on right now, and working on a 5th.
I think your dad said too, up in the box.
0-2 count. So a fielder's choice pitch to the top 2 batters in the order with the bases loaded. Came to the plate to keep the game tied at 3, and then Garcia has gone 4 strikeouts in a row to end the 4th, to handle the entire 5th, and now to start the 6th, another strikeout. All 5 of those swinging, by the way. 5 swinging strikeouts, 67 miles per hour. Hey, while we have a chance here, Tammy Cooper is our plate umpire, and saw this pitch come through.
Just late, sharp break, and it's a pitch. It's coming right sweet down the middle over the white part of the plate, and that's why they're getting the Bullets to swing through those pitches. Pretty.
Tammy Cooper, our plate umpire, probably going to need some rotator cuff surgery after all the strike calls she's been pumping out here from Aden, North Carolina. 13-year umpire at first base. After this pitch, we'll talk about our other 2 on the crew, a 3-umpire crew. Garcia sets the grip and sends a ball, 2-0 count. Over at first base, Percy Wilson from Port St. Lucie, Florida, 9-year umpire. And Percy finishing out the night here at the TCUSA Nationals. Over at third base, Greg Hill from Athens, Alabama, 11-year umpire. So 33 years of umpiring experience on the field tonight. And North Carolina, Florida, and Alabama all represented. There is a look at Tammy Cooper, who you've seen all night long here, holding up a 3-0 count, which is abnormal, not just for Garcia, but really all night long. We've seen pitchers not work against tough counts much tonight at all.
That's going to be the difference maker. Michelle and I talk about this all the time as Farrell takes a walk, is that this game is pitching. And that every single game starts in the circle, and once you get to the semifinals, the finals of a national championship, you're going to see top-notch pitchers who are doing all the little things right, like getting ahead of these hitters.
Yep, absolutely. You know, when you look at a roadmap for success, pitchers getting ahead early, getting first batters out, throwing first pitch strikes, using your defense, you know, efficient pitch count, so you could go on, and typically, if you're in the championship game, you've got pitchers that have the capabilities to do that.
Hannah Farrell drew the walk. She's the first baseman, and there will be a sub in this situation. The runner, an important run, down by 1, and so this time, instead of the courtesy-style run with Lauren Stewart, Stewart's going to enter, looks like is an official sub in to run for Farrell, who's batting number 8. May not see the plate again in this game, Farrell, so now's a good time to put some wheels on with 1 down. And no runner breaking here. The pitcher, Kelly Barnhill, batting in the number 9 of 9 spot. Barnhill now up. She's been on base both times she's come to the plate, once on a single and once on an error on a bunt. So she got the sacrifice out of that, but also ended up on base when the throw was mishandled over at first base. She's been productive rolling the order back over with herself on board. Here she swings and misses into a 1-2 count now. 63 miles per hour from Garcia. Goes up and misses here. Could you consider those earrings a distraction to the hitter? Those things are shining.
What's funny is that they stick out to you, but it just feels like I look at her and it doesn't stick out. It's such a part of the game to be able to stylize, wear a bow, whatever.
Runner goes, strikeout swinging and safely in on the slide. The throw sailed high. The Bullets have a runner at second with 2 down. And that is Lauren Stewart, who steals second base. The strikeout of Barnhill makes it 2 outs. And right here, Michelle, you've been on this all night long. It's time for the Bullets to come up with a timely hit. They need it right now.
Yeah, definitely down by a run here late in the game. Got to try to find a way to battle, get this ball out on the green, and give your teammate a chance to try and get home.
Well, the East Cobb Bullets to the top of their order, and they did this in the semifinal as well. Kate Giddens is going to bat for Nikki Cook. Nikki a solid leadoff, but Giddens here is going to swing first pitch and pop out to second base. The Corona Angels hang on to the 1-run advantage, not allowing that scoring position runner to move any further, and the Angels bat in the bottom of the 6th up by 1. Check the website, triplecrownsports.com. All the big events are listed there. Some streaming happens on watchtcs.com through that website of various events. And still more fun to be had this summer with Triple Crown Sports at triplecrownsports.com. Looks like Farrell will re-enter the game after that. She's a starter, so after that runner subbed in for her, Farrell will re-enter to first base. So the defense still set for the Bullets, as it originally deployed in this game, it looks like. And the Corona Angels sitting on the number 2 batter here. Scroggins tries the bunt, and it flies foul. Well, they're not tight in the dugout, I'll tell you that. Feeling all right. Amanda, you were talking earlier about the value of games like this for the players who have college coaches lined up. The college coaches love seeing them get in these kinds of battles, and they love seeing them stay loose, have fun, and still execute and play solid softball. And right there's a solid swing. Jessica Scroggins on base.
Just finding a way to get on. We've seen these slappers do it very, very well. I feel like in the past couple of games, their on-base percentage, but that pitch that's up at her eye, she keeps her hands on top of it and somehow makes the most of it and finds a hole. It's high.
It was a ball, I mean, for sure. So when you're a pitcher and you give up a hit on that, hey, kudos to the hitter.
Yeah.
Marshally Knighton of Buena Park, California, bunts foul on the first pitch. Marshally in the box, and she is not alone on the diamond. Her sister, MJ,
plays at Nebraska.
Playing at Nebraska, third base. Played in some of our television games. Here's a snap throw. That almost worked, but just back in time. Call that unorthodox slide back in by Scroggins.
Fun stat about the Angels is that all 3 of the coaches have daughters who play at Nebraska. So Knighton, Tyson, and Lockman. Players for them.
And it's a good chance on this 0-2 pitch. Nobody out fouled back. Marty Tyson is the head coach for Corona Angels, based out of Corona, California. And he's assisted by Kenny Knighton and Don Lockman. Marty Tyson handling third base coaching duties, a little minor league ball with the Cubs in his history, a shortstop in his day, and now a correctional officer. And Kenny Knighton, a firefighter captain, Don Lockman, a financial specialist. They're the 3 who have put the Angels into this position. Strikeout on the swing. Throw is on line, but the cover is late, and the base is taken by Scroggins. So on that, is the defense waiting to see if the ball's batted before they break to the cover?
Well, in this case, they're just, a little bit late, or she's in the 5-6 hole, and that's when you want to have the second baseman covering. So I think a lot of times it really needs to be communicated early who's going to be covering on that. I think that's probably a situation where it might have been easier for the second baseman to cover on that particular steal.
A good throw by Becca Prairie in the right tag zone, but nobody there to snag it. And so into second and into scoring position goes Scroggins. That insurance run out there. And number 4 batter, Abigail Lockman, has a single and a ground out in the game tonight. Checks out her bat and prepares for what could be an RBI base hit to put her team up by 2. 4 fingers shown. Pitch thrown is fouled away. A good crowd gathered around the park, by the way, tonight. It's been fun all night long. Good energy. Some folks down the foul lines. The bleachers filled up. And just hanging out in the backdrop, Wayne Moore from the Parks Department here has been working with us for months on the preparations for this broadcast. Our thanks again to the Cumming Forsyth County Parks Recreation folks who have worked so hard to make this all happen. This ball, will it settle on the grass? Nope. Drifting back, Strid makes the catch and quickly checks to make sure the runner's not thinking about moving up. Following our championship game tonight, Bullets and Angels going to decide it here in 7 innings tonight. You can stay with us on CBS Sports Network. Minor League Baseball, the New Orleans Zephyrs and the Omaha Storm Chasers. Up next on CBS Sports Network, Minor League Baseball. One of the great offerings on CBS Sports Network throughout the summer. The Zephyrs, both those teams have a little special place in my heart. The old Denver Bears from way back in the day moved on to be the New Orleans Zephyrs when the Colorado Rockies came into play. And then the Omaha Storm Chasers. I've been to Omaha the last 9 consecutive years for the College World Series, so I like everything about Omaha. And, you can see Zephyrs and Storm Chasers right here next. Pop out behind third base will end the 6th inning. That ball up and down to Kelly Sinclair, last bat for the East Cobb Bullets. Fowler Park Field number 2. And wow, what a great venue, what a great experience. And the point down the line there from home plate umpire Tammy Cooper was to close the gate down the third base line. So complying was Greg Schnuty, the third base coach, and his team trying to tie it up in the top of the 7th, down 4-3. Big finish here in this championship game for the East Cobb Bullets. There on the number 2 batter in their order, Kelly Sinclair. Mentioned the coaching staffs. Again, want to mention Greg Schnuty, the head coach for East Cobb Bullets, Derek Parrish, Patrick O'Reilly, and Todd Walters. As we mentioned last inning, the Angels Brain Trust, and there you see the 1970 NCAA runner-up Florida State Seminole, Greg Schnuty. Lost to Southern Cal 2-1 in 15 innings. We told you about last game, but worth mentioning again, that's pretty cool. Teaching the game and teaching life skills, the priorities for the Bullets coaching staff. And Sinclair, a strikeout victim. 1 away, top of 7.
The movement that she has is just tremendous. I mean, when she really starts to feel it and get going, it just has such late break, and you don't know what to expect as a hitter.
Movement at 66 miles per hour. That's not really fair. This is fair and out. Driven to left field. What a swing by Leah Bell, but right on the ball and right on the out. Zoe Casas makes the catch in left field.
Well, Leah Bell is just going to get all into her first offering. No hesitation. Great backside rotation to get the hands through and on contact, but it's an atom. She hits it right at the left fielder for out number 2.
Leah Bell, heading to Georgia Tech this fall, had a great swing on that pitch and grimaced after she felt it and felt she got it. And I think she could tell she hit it just too straight to left field. Could see the grimace down the line that she knew it was a great swing, but wasn't going to get her what she wanted. Morgan Walters, who has a home run tonight, the last chance for the Bullets. It has been a show of force by Rachel Garcia since she came in a bases-loaded no-out jam back in the 4th inning. Got a couple of fielders' choices and then reeled off 5 straight strikeouts across the next 5 batters. A walk broke up the string, but then she struck out the next hitter, and now a pop-up and a strikeout to this point. Here's a gap shot. This will be extra bases around first and into 2 with a big slide and a we're not done. Morgan Walters, the right fielder, get it done at the plate. 2 for 4 tonight, a home run, and now a double.
Well, you step up, and Morgan Walters is just determined to not be the last out of this game. What a beautiful stroke that found the left center gap. Easy double. Now the Bullets have a runner in scoring position. She represents a tying run.
Morgan Walters of Gainesville, Georgia, just roped a double. And think about the swing before by Leah Bell. She hit it hard to left. If that ball gets down just for a single, that's a game-tying shot that Walters just hit, but the defense did what they're supposed to do for the Angels. 2 away, and the tying run, 120 feet away. Ball inside to Autumn Parrish, the DP tonight for the EC Bullets. Autumn Parrish of Monroe, Georgia. Takes ball 2.
I think the big thing for Garcia right now, she needs to just focus on getting one more out, not worrying about a couple of hard hit balls in this inning, and mix speeds. We've seen her go away from that off-speed pitch, and the Bullets have been able to time her.
Here she swings and drives it to right. It's deep, running back and not fielding this. Game is tied. Autumn Parrish, RBI double. Knotted up at 4 runs apiece as plateward comes Morgan Walters.
Well, Amanda, you know, we talk about it knowing as a pitcher, you've got to mix speeds. You can't be predictable. And I think in this inning, too many sweet pitches thrown over the white part of the plate at the same velocity. You've got to mix it up. We haven't seen her throw her off-speed pitch. Just looks like it's a curveball just going away, and it hangs a little bit sweet in the zone. Just gets peppered the opposite way. We are tied up at 4.
And 2 offensive-minded, the Bullets going up there, not being scared to fail, but excited to be the one to want to get the big hit. 2 hitters in a row, and this national championship game is now tied.
1 walk had been issued by Rachel Garcia since she came in. Otherwise, 11 outs. Not a single hit off of her. And we were down to the last out of the ball game. Nobody on. And it's double from the 4-5 batters. Walters and then Parrish. You know, Walters' double was humongous to keep the inning going. But clutch pressure hitting by Parrish. She hit that, and you know, we've got earmuffs on that we can't hear it exactly the way it sounds. Off the bat, I didn't think she hit it maybe as squarely as she might have wanted to, but she got all of that and sent it to right.
Well, the big thing too is look at her leg kick. So she's completely timing this. She's not even thinking about a changeup, and that's where you've got to mix speed so that hitters can't do that. So they can't what we call dive into the pitch. When hitters can dive into the pitch, it's trouble time for pitchers.
And it's not like Garcia doesn't have a changeup. She has a great one and takes about 20 miles an hour off of that pitch to mess up their timing.
Helena Bissell checks in to run for Autumn Parrish. So the go-ahead run, Helena Bissell out at second base now. There you see Helena of Cedar Grove, New Jersey, playing for a Georgia team. Getting around a little bit, doing some travel. Just going to be a junior this coming school year. 16 years of age, Bissell out at second base. And now her counterpart, who's going to be a sophomore in college. So Bissell at 16 years of age out there, hoping that her 19-year-old teammate and BYU college student, Alexis Strid, can knock her in to take the lead here. Cannot do it. Garcia answers the double-double with a strikeout, but the bottom of the 7th has been forced. The East Cobb Bullets double-double to tie it up. Corona Angels trying to win it. Bottom of 7 up next on CBS Sports Network. And that was not Curtis Lorenz's daughter. Curtis, our director, has 3 daughters who are equally cute, but usually he shoots them if they're at the games. He makes sure that they get all over. That's not Curtis spreading around the Lorenz love. Marty Tarr, Curtis Lorenz, our producer director, and our whole crew tonight, thank you for your efforts and for enjoying this great show with us tonight. This ball popped up behind the plate, and it will get foul. The Angels with Paulina Anasis, the number 6 batter in their order, 6, 7, and 8. The scheduled batters. And, you know, we talked about the athleticism of the catcher for the East Cobb Bullets, Becca Prairie, but just there between pitches, she's also been lifting a few weights, apparently. Becca's arms are, they're substantial. Paulina Anasis with an 0-1 count. Chases on an 0-1, and Prairie had to jump and hang on to catch that pitch on 69 miles per hour. How about finding something a little extra in the bottom of the 7th?
Especially after a long day.
Yeah, she pitched the entire semifinal. She pitched earlier today in a quarter. Michelle, did you hear, did she pitch the entire game? This ball blasted to center, and it's going to hang up in the thick Georgia night sky. And one away. Good swing on it by Anasis.
Now batting number 30, Marina Ely.
Center fielder there, Nikki Cook, who was pinch hit for earlier, re-entered and made the catch to get that first out. Nikki, the Twitter hound we've talked about a couple times tonight. And she of the powerful war paint. I'm just having some fun out here. This is not stressful and pressury. This is just a good time.
No pressure. Just bottom of the 7th, tie ball game. In it for all the marbles, no pressure.
Sometimes you can fool yourself. Just smile, make yourself smile, make yourself have a good time, and you'll forget a little bit of what's going on around you. Marina Ely is the batter now. Marina is pinch hitting for Leah Wodak. Marina Ely of Long Beach, California, recent high school grad, another tassel turner. Congratulations to Marina. And she's just coming fresh in off the bench. Tough spot to come into, and swings past a 63-mile-per-hour offering. 0-2 count. Good work by Barnhill to jump all over this at bat and get the advantage.
Well, it's like all of a sudden now the Angels are chasing that rise ball that honestly isn't even close. It's ending up above the W and the N is where the catcher's catching it back there. And that's a pitch that doesn't even ever start as a strike, nevertheless end as a strike.
Ely on the 1-2 pitch, going to send this into center field, base hit. Cook coming on, but will not have a throw to first. And Marina Ely, pinch hit single.
And you know, for Barnhill, if you see a hitter chase that far out of the zone and then on a 1-2 pitch come with something that sweet, it's just a little bit of youth showing, because you got to get her to chase a little bit something that's off the plate, even if it's not going to be 2 feet over her head. Get her to chase something off, because she's a new hitter. She hasn't seen much, and she clearly doesn't have that much discipline coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's a drop ball that hangs up a little bit. I think I would have, if you get him to chase through a rise ball, it's maybe a pretty safe bet. You might be able to get him to a second time as well, especially with 2 strikes. You don't want to give up hits with 2 strikes.
Digging into the bench now, Marina Ely, the pinch hitter, gets a base hit with 1 out. Now Kinsley Washington will be the runner. Rachel Garcia is batting in the number 8 spot. Rachel started as the EH and is now pitching, has popped out on the infield twice, once to third base, once to second base. But the runner now over at first base, 15-year-old Kinsley Washington. A 2017 high school grad, so just heading to her sophomore year, is our runner over at first base, the pinch runner, Kinsley Washington. There she is. Kinsley out of Whittier, California. Committed to UCLA, the youngster. Strike down the middle for an 0-2 count. Garcia didn't even look like she wanted any part of that, and that was a pretty sweet pitch to get on.
I'm looking at Michelle like, can you make eye contact with me? Because that was a pitch I wanted to hit.
Yeah, you got to go get that.
Big
7th
pitch
inning.
here. Popped up, gonna get back to the screen. And it bounces off the screen, so that's a dead ball.
She tried to sell it.
That's a great effort. She did catch it, but it did go off the screen and came back in.
That hit camera or screen?
I think it came down off the screen.
All right, home plate camera, just a couple of inches outside the gap out there, but good effort again, as it's been all night long from Becca Prairie. Wanted to play it, and we did hear contact. I heard chain link contact up before that ball came down to Prairie's glove, so it was dead ball. 0-2 count. Still alive, Rachel Garcia. Barnhill sends it. Garcia sends it foul. Out into the Georgia night. Steam rising off the grass. Starting to get all eerie out here.
Was there really steam rising?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is like midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil out here right now. 4-4 score, bottom of 7 in a 7-inning game. Can the Angels walk off with the TCUSA Nationals Championship? Garcia sends it. Hooked, can't catch it. Runner held at first. And now trying to get to third base, and will. And now this throw hangs up at third base, and Barnhill took it off a leg, I think. What a crazy play. Cook got a glove on it out in center. Garcia blasted it to deep center. The game's not over, but runners are at second and third with one down.
Wow, and that's, you know, that's a tough play. But look at what happens with Washington. She's too close to first base. She needs to be out near second. That ball goes off of the glove of Cook. A great effort. But Washington, because she was all the way back at first, barely gets to third, and then the throw comes in and it hits Barnhill in the leg.
You know, that backup might have just saved, at least for now, the
That's what I was
championship.
going to say.
That ball was headed for the dugout gate, and if that goes in the gate, that's a base, and that's the game. And what a way to end it. That
I think even if it wouldn't have gotten in the gate, it probably would have gotten up the line and definitely would have ended the game. So it's unfortunate that it hit her in the leg, but I think it absolutely saved the game. So both sides on that flip of the coin.
Well, we just talked about the youth of Kinsley Washington, just going to be a sophomore in high school, and she was back in a tag-up position at first base on that deep ball to center, and that is why she was unable to score on that deep ball.
Yeah, you're taught to get as much as you can off of that base. The further the ball goes towards the fence, the more that you want to be closer to the next base. And I think that costs them a run, because you could pretty much, where Cook was at, you can pretty much almost be standing at second base, especially with the speed of Washington.
So there she's good. Exactly. There she's good. But this is where she makes the mistake. And see what she did there too? She turned her back to the ball. You cannot turn your back to the ball. You need to keep your eyes on the ball at all times. It controls the game.
Yeah, and that ball in that location is perfect for the runners right in front of you. You can just work your way all the way almost to second base. With the center fielder running away from you, she's not going to turn and throw that back to first with much velocity on you. So,
and you want to be thinking 2 bases ahead, especially with the game tied like this. I mean, you just got to be able to read the defenders and know your speed too. That if she doesn't get to this, I'm thinking 2 bases, I'm going to score.
well, now it's Taylor White. She's the catcher, and she will bat Kinsley Washington the winning run at third base. First base is open. Marty Tyson steps up, calls time, making sure that nothing happens here they don't want to have happen, and being sure all the subs or appropriate communication have happened. Melissa Tuller has taken the position out at second base. Melissa Tuller now running out at second in place of the double hitting Rachel Garcia, who went deep out by the scoreboard and has her team in position to win it. Garcia with the big swing, and now Taylor White, first base open. They're going to pitch to her, and pitch, ball 1. Michelle, Amanda, put her on or pitch to her?
Well, I think it's a situation that if I might would put her on just to have the easy play at home, no matter what part of the lineup you're in. This is a harder decision to make when you're throwing to 8 and 9 or 9 and 10 in this particular situation.
Bunt, runner coming, championship. Corona Angels squeeze the championship of the Triple Crown USA Nationals. Taylor White put it down. Kinsley Washington came on down. The Angels, who gave up a run in the top of the 7th to get stuck in a 4-4 tie, squeezed the championship.
Well, perfectly executed squeeze play. The bunt goes out, but you could see that the Bullets in this particular situation not prepared for that particular play, and that's one of the reasons why, Thad, if you do go ahead and walk her, you eliminate that possible play.
Amanda, exciting finish.
Absolutely amazing. Well played game by both teams, and Angels coming out with exclamation mark.
Congratulations to these Cobb Bullets, second place at the TCUSA Nationals. The champions, the Corona Angels. For Michelle Smith, Amanda Scarborough, our entire crew, I'm Thad Anderson. The TCUSA National Championship game is produced by Triple Crown Sports in association with CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.